Hi Aquarius, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler and this is your intuitive energy reading for this week. Aquarius, I'm already getting a lot of downloads for you, so I'll make this brief. This may work for you if you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And of course, if you're a cross-watcher, feel free to switch up or reverse the roles. Energy is fluid, and so take what resonates and leave the rest. This won't pertain to all of you. However, if you find it does resonate with your storyline, please follow the link in the description box to the extended after this video. We can uncover a little bit more clarity for you guys. So yeah, you guys, okay, here we go. The energy that I'm receiving is a lot like the High Priestess energy, okay? Divinely feminine, firstly, but then very paradoxical, which I often do get with your energy, okay? You guys are a paradox. You are the water bearer, but you are also an air sign. You are the change maker, the rebel, but you wish to create positive change, and so oftentimes your energy is misinterpreted or misperceived. Okay, so that's a lot of your own energy coming through. So you could be coming through as a high priestess, or you could be involved with someone who is acting as a high priestess, because these energies are very revealing. Okay, the energy that I'm receiving, and maybe it's because we're in a Libra season, air season, Libra new moon, divinely feminine, dark moon, that you're using your intuition, okay, and you're uncovering quite a few things. And I feel like some of you are even having revelations about situations, about people, about circumstances in your life that you can't unknow, okay? I would like to say that once the High Priestess energy settles in, all that guessing sort of just subsides, and you just know things. That's the sort of energy that I'm picking up. Now, I did hear something. They told me very specifically, my guides. It came through as a channel. And I wrote it down. It says, secrets perpetuate peace. Truth propels chaos. And so, with this High Priestess energy, this very paradoxical energy, rebel energy, of course, but change agent energy, you could feel compelled or caught between two sides. Secrets perpetuating peace and things going on as they have, and the truth of a situation or how you feel coming out and propelling chaos or disruption. Very High Priestess energy, okay, you guys? So we're going to lead in with that. Very divine energy, of course, surrounding your intuitive knowing. But one more thing that wanted to come up before we get started was this lesson in perception. The High Priestess, man, she is a paradox. She is the counterpart. She is the walking, talking, breathing change agent. And so oftentimes when her secrets are kept, it's for the better. Maybe someone hasn't been ready. Maybe this truth is coming out in a divine fashion for you. But it seems a bit of a revelation for some of you. And in this revelation, I think that there is this very strong lesson in perception. Reciprocity as well. Okay, the give and take, which is very Libran in essence. We are in Libra energy. We're in Libra season, where we've just experienced a Libra new moon, which is all about finding the path of least resistance. But it is also about letting go of egoic needs, surrendering judgments, and really laying down the law, okay? Which Libras oftentimes get just sort of put in the box of nice, quiet, easy, kind, put together, well kept, all of those very, very Libran, Venusian sort of things. But paradoxically, Libra is justice. Libra is the law. They are consequence. They are karma. And so you could be experiencing quite a bit of those sort of subtle but maybe profound shifts in your life because of whatever you're realizing. This is a very interesting message. Okay, so I am interested to get a little bit deeper. I also feel like I'm caught up in my words. I also feel like my words are just, it's almost like this transformation is happening within. And I feel that since this realization, maybe some of you are coming up to this realization this week, you're not really talking about it, okay? You're not really saying anything. You're just sort of in contemplation, because you realize you have two directions that you can go: peace or chaos. So, with that energy, Aquarius, we're going to see what comes up for you from my Sacred Geometry Oracle. These are collective energies. These are energies that are coming through simply and strictly into your sign, so that you can be the perpetuator, the channel for what energies come through. There's an energy here, okay? I have to just say, there's an energy here of over-complicating things. Aquarius, I know you know. I don't have to tell you what your nature is, but I know you know. There is an energy of over-complicating something, of thinking way too much about it, potentially. Now, I want you guys to sit with this message, because this message confirmed what I was feeling, and almost in essence of what I was trying to say but couldn't. This energy is discernment. Okay? Discerning and using right judgment is very Libran in nature. Now, I say Libran, and why this keeps coming up is because I think the new moon has a lot to do with these revelations, these judgments that you're surrendering, the letting go of egoic needs, and maybe this even has a bit of that negotiating energy, as Libra is the judge, okay? The judge, the rule maker, the law. It's interesting because as I'm getting this discernment energy, I feel so conflicted. So I think that some of you, and maybe through this reading, will figure out the path of least resistance for you, but I don't know if it will be an easy path either way. Yeah, I don't know if it will be an easy path either way. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. There is definitely perception in here. Lesson in perception. Okay. Let's get on with it. Aquarius. Viewing the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Some of you have received bad advice. And it has to do with your communication. And it's affecting your discernment. Please show me what I need to see. Oh man. Suffering in silence and crown chakra. Aquarius, I hope that this isn't you. And if it is, I hope you don't lend yourself to this for very long. Suffering in silence is the Nine of Swords. Okay, with crown chakra being on the opposite end of the spectrum, being the ultimate pinnacle of knowing. Okay? Suffering in silence is a number 9, which is a fortunate number to have in this kind of energy, because it means that whatever this energy is, it's very mental, it's very acute, it's very cutting, it's about nightmares, it's about the subconscious, it's about mental anguish. And this is why I think you need to use your discernment. This is why I think you have to be very careful about what choice you make to follow. Because these energies will be the result. Okay. That's just how it wants to come out. So, without getting too heavy, Aquarius, I think that the reason you need to use a strong discernment is because this situation is causing you a bit of angst. It is causing you a bit of grief. It is causing you anxiety, maybe sleepless nights. This is a sort of boogeyman energy where you could be realizing that to some extent you have perpetuated your own suffering. Now, that's a paradox in itself, because what I heard was secrets perpetuate peace. But this silence, the secrets, the silence, is actually perpetuating suffering because it's on the inside. What people don't see doesn't affect them. But in context to what you're experiencing right now, Aquarius, I think it would be wise of you to put your own perception, your own perspective, and your own inner knowing first. Okay? Because there is something about your inner knowing here with the crown chakra that speaks volumes of what you know, what Spirit is telling you, and what you must learn. Okay? But because we have suffering in silence, I really like this depiction, actually, because it's unlike the traditional tarot where you see someone literally suffering in bed, holding their head just at their wit's end of anxiety. What I think this is instead is you coming to a realization, a pinnacle of a certain era of suffering, of maybe a self-perpetuated chaos, though your intentions may have been to keep peace. The crown chakra is spirit. Spirit always gets through. Spirit always gets through. Rest and rejuvenate. This card comes up as a sort of necessity this week. This, I think, is going to be really beneficial to you because it is the minor arcana to the Hermit, okay, which both of these energies are spirit guided. They're both very mental energies. And I see that you've literally been overthinking the situation. You have literally been thinking yourself potentially weary about something. And we're going to uncover exactly what that is. But with rest and rejuvenate, this is the Four of Swords. This is needing some rehab. Mental rehab, going within. Silence, again, with the talking thing before. What you want to say, you can't. What you want to say, you can't. And it's hurting you. Number 8, power, strength card, major arcana. This is necessary. This is really necessary because what strength often teaches us is balance. What we are currently experiencing in Libra season is balance, reciprocity. What do I need to give so that I can receive? And if you look at his hands, he's wanting to show the universe in physical form that he is open mentally, that he is open spiritually to what wisdom, what discernment, what judgments want to come upon him. When you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, it's because you've been trying for something that doesn't serve you. The universe is trying to get you to change a certain behavior or way of thinking. Or in simple terms, You need to release some amount of control. Because again, with this high priestess energy that's surrounding you, it's a lot about what you don't know. As much as it is about what you know, it's also about what you don't know. And I think what this is showing us is there's power in surrender. There's power to your humanity, realizing that you don't know or have the answers to everything. Letting go of egoic needs is really going to be important for you. Surrendering to humility and humanity is what I'm hearing. Okay? What can I surrender? What can I sacrifice? What can I give in order to receive? This is where you find your power this week. There is power in vulnerability. There is power in surrender. Wow. You guys, power and love begins. We have strength in the Ace of Cups. Underneath, we have the Ace of Pentacles. You guys are going through a deep transformation for very significant reasons. So there's no reason in my mind or for what I see for you to be this overwhelmed, concerned, or distraught over what's leaving your life or what's coming into your life. The universe is simply wanting you to use your mental capacity here, which I think you have been using this mental energy potentially at your own demise. It's created barriers, it's created walls. For whatever reason, that's just how this wants to come out. And so releasing the resistance finds you the path of least resistance, and you can start moving again. Walls, and this is the vision that they're giving me, walls represent rigidity, structure, systems, guidelines, rules, regulations, indoctrination, separation, the very simplest, separation. And I see that your mental energy has perpetuated a cycle that has inherently kept you separate from some aspect that the universe is trying to integrate into you, awaken you to. And it has a lot to do with your mental energy, or discernment wouldn't come up. This is a lesson in perception. What am I separate? What am I separate to? Why have I become so separate from it? What can I do to become more aligned with it? Either way you choose, it's going to be a difficult road. Like we said, secrets perpetuate peace. Sure, you can have peace, but will you truly? Or are these secrets perpetuating peace for others? Truth propels chaos. So yeah, this could be an essence of chaos coming up in your life because you've uncovered, discovered, or revealed some amount of truth. And in so doing, I think you find quite a bit of power in that. However, what you're left with is a problem. What you're left with is yet another thing to think about, to find a solution for. But which would you rather have? The denial of spirit and your truth for the sake of ease and comfort, or finding power in your truth and finding beauty in the chaos somehow. There's got to be a way here. There's got to be a way here, Aquarius. This this thing about discernment and communication and perception, it's all revolving around you. I really don't see a lot of involvement from any other person. Not here, and that's definitely not the message coming through today. It has very little to do with others' opinions or others' influence. This is a self-perpetuated cycle. Or issue that I do think you have power in, but for whatever reason, and maybe it's just these collective energies that want us to feel powerless in the face of adversity. But it seems that you have given into a victim mentality, and you absolutely don't have to do that. The number 8 symbolizes karma here. And I'm almost getting this sense of like karmic duty. I feel like, for whatever reason, Aquarius, I feel like the solution is just so simple. I've had this energy around you, like, whatever problem is ensued, it just seems like the solution can be so simple. And that you may have a karmic duty to those around you. You could be negotiating. Power oftentimes does show us the balance or harmony between counterparts, the feminine and masculine aspects within us. It is the Leo energy, which speaks volumes of heart-centered energy, passion, bravery, courage, acceptance. And also transparency. Yeah. Whoa, that's a big message for you guys. Transparency. The reason that you're suffering, Aquarius, is because, for whatever reason, you are being asked to sacrifice an element of your ego. An element of self-perpetuated illusion or cycle so that you can have deep transformation. And because of this vulnerability, because of the wise discernment that you are coming into frequency with, you are going to be viewing this situation very differently very soon. You're going to come into acceptance of your role in it, which I feel like is very important to discuss because it has very little to do with any other person. I would like to say that this is absolutely something that you are going to be going through as an individual in order to authenticate your life. And once again, Aquarius, you may be viewed as a bit of a rebel, a change agent. Some of this even may seem unnecessary to people. Unnecessary or misunderstood. It's that simple. But you're no longer trying to one-up the universe. You can't do that. You can't do that. And with this suffering and silence, this element of control, trying to one-up the universe, gain ahead, or get ahead, right? Thinking mentally, getting ahead of these realizations. They only get stacked up. That's why you have these stairs. Every realization has brought you to an even higher pinnacle, okay, of your own ways, of the ways in which maybe you have sabotaged a situation or yourself here, which is okay. I mean, I know that this energy is very revealing. It's very unnerving maybe to some. Given your current circumstances, it could feel heavy. But Spirit always gets through. And with each realization, you've been walking yourself essentially to a pinnacle, and you are now there, and you have no more obstructions in your way. You have no more obstructing your view. And so now, you go from being at the pinnacle to the bottom of the hill. Okay? I mean, as ironic as that is, it's very meant to be. It's very divinely orchestrated that you would be at the pinnacle of your mental energy, that you would reach this heightened state, potentially of clarity in maybe a very bittersweet way, of either past situations or issues that you've tried to maintain control of, maybe to an exhausting extent. And quite literally being forced out of this plaguing pinnacle to then, let's put it this way, find the path of least resistance, which would be what? Downhill. It's time to descend. It's time to go deep. It's time to go down. And when you find yourself in this rest and rejuvenation energy, you're going to be in a much deeper place, ready and willing to accept the truths and the actions or the requirements that come with those truths. This is ultimately where you find your power and where you have a new beginning at love, potentially. This is very Libran, because the 8s oftentimes symbolize infinity, and you'll oftentimes see the Libra energy of justice or judgment being represented by the infinity symbol, because it is the balance between masculine and feminine, spirit and material, right? Emotions and intellect. It's all being balanced and worked out in your life. So you have to trust here that this is going to lead you to the wellspring of emotional reciprocity that you've really desired for a long time. But you have to make a certain sacrifice here. This scale of Libra, in Libra season, it's the teeter-totter. It's going to be taking you in and out of realizations, in and out of awarenesses. But ultimately, it's going to balance out. It has to. So that you can gain perspective and you can have more harmony in your life. So if your teeter-totter is weighing really heavy to one side, right, all this mental energy, if it's really weighing heavy to one side, then you know you have to sacrifice something. You have to lighten up. You have to let go. You have to release something. And I think for a lot of you, it is a control. It is an idea. It is just a pathway that you're realizing isn't going to benefit you long term. Very mental energies, your mind changes all the time. It's okay. As an air sign, and as me being an air sign, I understand this. You can change your mind. It's fine. It is fine. Allow yourself to change your mind. Allow yourself to go in a different direction if it serves you. Okay, Aquarius? So in the clarity, we're going to understand this a little bit deeper. The suffering in silence and the crown chakra. Something has happened very recently, a revelation, a wake-up call. Okay, and the universe is asking you not to go back to sleep, right? Once you wake up, you cannot go back to sleep. And that's sort of how you're feeling, but you have this conflicting energy here of how to proceed. So we're going to understand this more. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into what has transpired, what revelation this is. I think this rest and rejuvenate is pretty clear cut. This is exactly what you need. You need to get out in nature. You need to open up your hands. You need to surrender, accept, embrace, allow, all of those beautiful words that will just nourish your soul, bring you back down to earth, stabilize your mind. Okay, this is the mini hermit energy of going within. Tuning out people's opinions, tuning out the talk, whatever. If you've received bad advice, who cares? You can change your mind. You can change the situation. There's a choice in every moment. Then we have Power and Love Begins, which I think we're going to focus on because this is truly where you'll end this week. Having much more power and influence over your own life. You may even eradicate a situation involving a loved one, or, have a renewed sense of joy, nourishment, and prosperity because of these actions that you're taking. I really want to dive and focus more on that as well. So for those of you who follow me over, the link is in the description box below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would love to see you back next week. And I wish you luck, Aquarius. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.